Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome again to our United Regional Chamber of Commerce's updates. Thanks for joining us on a cold, snowy day. It's a little chilly out there today. Today, my guest is Miss Christine LaChance. Many of you know her, or hope you should know her anyways, for the tens of thousands of kids that she has helped through our high schools and through the programs that she's run for, I don't know, about 100 years now. I'm not trying to date you, Christine, but...
No, you're trying to talk about my gray hair.
I saw the gray hair. I'm kind of jealous, but that's beside the point. But this is Christine LaChance. She's the Executive Director of the Attleboro Area School to Career Partnership that helps many, many students in these school districts around us. So, Christine, welcome.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about the partnership and what are the schools that you do serve?
Well, presently we serve 5. I'm getting a little feedback. We serve 5 high schools: Attleboro, North Attleboro, Seekonk, Norton, Mansfield. And those 5 schools, we have career specialists at each one of the schools. So the program that we provide is unique to each school based on their how they would like us to work with their students. But yeah, we have 5 different schools too, both academic schools as well as Attleboro, which is a fully comprehensive high school.
Tell us, what does the career services person do at these schools?
They have a lot of different things that they do, but so if I could just go through some of them. We work with students with internships. Some of our high schools have internship programs. Those programs actually allow students to get out of school early, for instance, attend a workplace. They get credit for that experience, and we play a part in helping them find those opportunities. We have in the past run, obviously, one of the biggest things we've run with the schools is Credit for Life, which is a financial literacy event. We're looking to figure out how to do that virtually right now. We also do job readiness training. So a lot of students that we meet with are freshmen and sophomores, and they're looking for their first job. So our career counselors at every school meet one-on-one with that student, and they help them create a resume. They help them role play with interview, to develop those interview skills that they really need. Even today's environment, we're working with helping the students actually apply in a virtual environment and how to do that successfully. Also, the career specialist is there all year round to meet with students, and they recruit students for our summer work and learning program, which is something else that we support all our schools with. That program runs in the summer, and the students are able to work 20 hours a week, get paid for that time, as well as receive some either remediation, academic remediation, or some job readiness training during that summer.
All right, I want to step back for a minute, because this is one of the programs that you run that has impressed me more than anything over the years. I've had the honor to work with Christine for many, many years, being involved here in the Chamber, and even before I was with the Chamber. But explain to our folks what you do at the Credit for Life Fair. I wish that when my kids, who are much older right now, were in high school, they had to go through this program. Christine, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, the Credit for Life program fair came about, we just did our 10th fair last year. So we've done this for 10 years. It's really the game of life. So each student before the fair goes through some classroom training. We talk to them about the different booths that are in the fair. There's right now we have 14 different booths. Those booths include, so the student goes around with a budget. Let me start from the beginning. The student then meets in the classroom and decides on what career they think they might be going into. And that career creates a budget sheet for them that they're going to use that day. And it gives them their salary, probably mid-20s, as far as, maybe they're 24 years old. They've been through college, if college is required for that job. what salary they'll make. We take into account too what school loans they might have. I get a lot of students who say to me, "Oh, my parents are paying for all of it." I'm like, "Yeah, right, okay." We're going to budget something in there for that. And then the students go around during the fair to all these 14 booths. They include everything from insurance for their cars and their apartments. They have to go get an apartment. They have to choose whether they're going to live with somebody or not. They have to spend some money on luxury items because we all know that people pay money to get their hair done, to do their nails. There's a clothing booth, so they have to figure out based on their profession that they've chosen what they have to spend on even clothing and things like that. And it really is an eye-opener to a lot of students. They have to pay that phone bill. They're like, "Oh, I don't need luxury. I don't need oh, don't you have a phone?" "Yeah, but my parents pay for that." Well, that's not going to be happening when you're in your 20s. So they do walk away from it with a real idea of like a monthly budget and what it takes to survive. You're not going to spend, there's a food and health booth as well. So you're not going to get the dollar meals at McDonald's every single day. Food does cost a lot. So those are some of the booths that we have there.
And that was originally started 10 years ago by, and his name has slipped me. It was Harbor One, or it is Harbor One now. And I forget what his name is. I can see his face.
I know. You're saying it, and I can see his face as well.
But it's been a great program, and the education and the real life experience that some of these, young folks get to give them a step up when they do leave high school.
Yeah.
And it's a huge help.
One of the booths that I didn't mention, which is a big thing that we work with our students on, is understanding that next step. One of the booths is your education booth, and looking at, if I get go to a state school, or maybe I go to a private school, or maybe I get a certificate in something and get hired and then work my way up to get maybe education paid through my employer. So we review all that with students, and I think it's important for them to understand that they have a choice, and especially today with the cost of higher education.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, during these crazy COVID times, what ways have you had to adopt your programming in the last year, to help out these students and maintain the momentum that you've had for so many years?
Well, first of all, it's been a really trying year. I mean, we all know it as adults and in the workforce, but kids in education right now are really, it really is tough. They miss the socialization, and they miss just being able to be a kid and have those activities that we all now don't take for granted because we can't do them. So, but what we've done is we've been meeting, all our career specialists have, we first of all revamped our website, and we've done a few things. We're meeting with all the students virtually if they're not in school. If they're in school, our career specialists are also in the school system, just like teachers. So we can safely meet with the students in person if that's, but I'm seeing probably 70% of the interaction with a career specialist is virtual, which actually it's really cool to watch. That career specialist is reviewing their resume. We share documents on Google so that, we can help them and they can see what we're doing and what we're showing them. We can share our screen and show them new websites that they might need to go to in order to get the information they're looking for. So that's one way, is meeting with them virtually. We also created virtual workshops. So we wanted something that would be out there other than their academics that they could get from us, since we couldn't be presenting in the classroom all the time, and we couldn't have big group meetings anymore and presentations. So we put on, it was about 10 workshops this past fall, and we've got about 12 scheduled for this spring. And those workshops go around from everything from dressing for an interview to communication skills. I did one on your first day of employment, like what all the forms and things that you need to expect and policies that you might want to consider. We've also done one on employment safety. so students understand that their rights when they go to an employer, to be in a safe work environment. So those virtual workshops were the second way that we kind of adapted what we're doing to this environment. And then we also on our website created a job board, which so students, they used to stop by our office and look at our wall and see what jobs we had posted, and that's just not doable now. So we created a job board. So any of the 5 schools, students can go log on to that job board through our website and check and see, and we have them categorized by where they are, as well as what kind of job that might be. So
well, one of the things that I'd like the public to know too, you bring a unique perspective to that with the job board and preparing them for a job, because your other job is an HR manager for one of our local companies.
Yes.
And you've done that for a long time. So, you have a unique perspective and able to actually give them real life experience, because you interview people all the time. You help your employees, and, coming directly from an employer, and no offense, not just to an academic, it's much easier and much better for them.
Yeah, so I
what events do you have coming up?
Oh, events. Well, we have, we're doing our first virtual job fair. I know that a lot of people are out there doing virtual job fairs, but we've never done one. It's going to be our first. It's March 14th. And we are looking for employers who are specifically looking to recruit just for summer. This is going to be our first one, so we kind of wanted to make it small. We want to be sure it's manageable, and that students will sign up, and we will break students out by groups virtually to each of the employers, who will then be presenting their jobs with students. Students won't actually be interviewing at this time. We just want to get the employers in front of the students, like a fair, and so they understand what those opportunities are. And then we'll, each career specialist will coordinate with their school to follow up with students and set up interviews, or follow up with the employer. So that's March 14th.
Right. If an employer would like to participate in this, what do they do?
They just need to reach out. I always recommend to go to our website. You can reach out to any of the career specialists that are listed on the website as contacts, or myself, to email us and just let us know. We are going to have eventually, probably in the next coming weeks, we're actually going to have a job board, a job fair sign up, so that you can go and enter your contact information, and we'll automatically put you in touch with someone regarding the fair.
And these employers don't necessarily just have to be in Attleboro, because you do serve the 5 different communities. So they can be from any local community, because a lot of these students do have their own transportation. Am I correct?
Yes. Yep. So, we have those 5 whole communities. So, and even outside of our communities, like we have North Attleboro. So if we have a Plainville employer, Franklin, students do have cars, they can drive. So definitely.
How long have you been doing this now, Christine?
As long as my hair is gray. No, 20 years. I've actually been doing it for 20 years. So, and as you know, Jack, you brought up a good point. I started with the partnership because I was on the board of directors at the time for the partnership. And I was finding it hard to find people in my past job as tool makers. And I was like, I went to the schools and became part of the partnership because I was hoping to partner with the schools so that we could be sure that we had those people to choose from, that we could recruit people that would wanted to go into the profession. So, and then the opportunity came about with the executive director position, and I went and had my 3rd child. So I had a career move. It probably was just like a crazy time. I've loved it ever since. Every year we make a difference with students. You can always look at the difference that you made And it really, that's what keeps me motivated. I have a great staff. All 5 of my career specialists bring something different to the team. And we just, our partners, our school partners too. Every single one of our school partners, the superintendent, all the way from the superintendent down, we have tremendous support. So if we have an idea from an employer and they would like to work with the school in one way, we can make that happen. We can go ahead and work with the school to be sure that everyone is getting the most from our partnership, whether it's the employer or the school and the student. So.
Well, I know that in the past, and you and I had a brief conversation about this not that long ago. There are times that you bring in different speakers to, do some question and answers, give a little presentation on the different professions that are out there. So these young folks can decide what they want to do, where they want to go. If we have employers out there that would, like to volunteer to come in, what's it for, a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes? Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, I would say we call those career spotlights, and they really are beneficial. We can run those for a classroom. We can run them for all 5 schools, and we just ran one for instance, for aviation. And we had a woman come and speak to us about all the careers that she has in her company under aviation, and it was a great opportunity for students. So again, you can go to our website, schooltocareer.info, and there's a contact, and just indicate that you're interested in providing a spotlight, and we will be in touch with you. We coordinate the whole thing. We'll work it around your schedule. For most of the kids, 3 o'clock in the afternoon works the best because they're out of school, and even if they're virtually at home, 3 o'clock is a good time for them to log in. And yeah, usually anywhere between, 20 minutes to 40 minutes. It all depends on what you have to share with the students, but it's so valuable. It really is. And now with this virtual opportunity, we just don't have to specifically focus on one school. All 5 schools we can recruit from for that event.
Well, are there any other ways that businesses can help you with your programming?
Yes. So as I said, we work partner hand in hand with all of our schools. 2 of our present schools, Attleboro and North Attleboro, have written grants to the Department of Ed, and our Attleboro has already received the designation as a innovative advanced manufacturing innovation pathway program in their school. North Attleboro is just applying for that designation through the Department of Ed and finalizing that this year. And what we're looking for from manufacturers is an opportunity to partner with the schools to help them develop curriculum. One of the things that the school has to do is to create capstone projects for the kids to do their senior year. And those can be done in any manufacturing industry, has projects that valued information to share with us so that we can create that project, a capstone. So providing internships, because right now we're starting out with innovation pathways. Kids are in their sophomore year in Attleboro, but by junior and senior year, we're going to want to start introducing them to internships. And what makes the most difference is students learning about something academically in the school and then actually applying it when they go out to the workforce. That experience is, it's like the MasterCard commercial. It is priceless, because students sometimes they define what they're going to do. Maybe they're exposed to a career in manufacturing, whether it's IT or it's running certain software designs or it's running a certain machine, being part of a project team in a manufacturing environment. That may guide them on what they're going to do post-secondary. So it's so important. It just really is invaluable. And Jack, you've put me in contact with some companies locally, and I've already reached out to them, and it is great. Most employers are very open to working with us, And like I said, if they don't have direct position internships, they can work with the teachers to develop curriculum, have some input there. Talk about the software and the hardware that you use. Like the last employer we were talking about what CNC software they use. And, you know, I'm happy to say both our schools are using the same software. That's very valuable to him, that those students are going to graduate with a base knowledge in that software. That makes a huge difference.
And one of the other benefits is, you know, I've already spoken to a couple of employers that you've worked with for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when they offer to help do some curriculum or they do a job shadow, what that gives them is the future workforce.
Mm-hmm.
And to them, that's very, very important. Because one thing I want to stress for everybody listening is, you know, Christine and her team, they not only help the kids going off to college, they also help the kids that are going into the trades, to go into manufacturing, to go into the other stuff. So they're, I can't use the word full service, but my companies in the area really enjoy working with Christine and her team and the School to Career Partnership. Chris, is there anything, last few minute things that you'd like to share with us?
No, I think you touched upon everything, and it's true. We service all students. We try to meet the needs of all the students. Some people did have the perception that School to Career is about going directly into the workforce, but a lot of students now going into college, it's very competitive. So having that internship or that experience or exposure that they really know what career they're going into, that they haven't picked that, you know, school and that degree program without really experiencing and having, you know, the knowledge they need to make that decision. So I can't stress it enough. It's all the students we work with.
Awesome. Well, Christine, Chris, thank you very much for joining me today on our show. We appreciate it. Hopefully some of our viewers will reach out to you and see what they can do to help. And as you know, we're always here to help you. Whatever we can do here at the Chamber, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So thanks for being with me today.
Thank you, Jack.
Stay warm out there in that crappy weather, and see you soon.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you again, folks, for joining us for this quick update here at the Chamber. Want to say a big thank you to Dave Angel and the folks over at AACS who put this on for us just about every week. Hopefully, we're bringing you some interesting topics and some interesting people to hear from. If there's a topic or something that you would like us to cover or a guest that you'd like to have, please reach out to me. You can call me at the Chamber. The number's there. Email me, whatever it might be. Reach out to Dave if you need to. But we couldn't do this without partnerships like AACS and the School to Career Partnership. That's what this is all about, folks. We all have to work together. We have to be kind to each other. And thanks for joining us. Please be safe.